everyone, it is your favorite channel punch, Mr.FalconPunch 996, the underrated king, the recommendation master, and of course YouTube's #1 Dorohedoro fanboy, back to bring you guys another new video. And today's video is going to be my first impressions on the anime series I picked up for the spring 2014 season. And to start off my list, we're going to start off with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3, Stardust Crusaders, and yes, it is awesome. In fact, it's gasmic. The colors, the animation, the voice acting, the style, and even the pacing are all fucking awesome. While I have read the manga for the series, I still cannot wait to see what happens next, and this is easily going to be one of my favorite animes of the season. I mean, how can you not freak over this? This is awesome! Though with that being said, JoJo may have some competition for being my favorite anime of the season, as there are two other anime series out there that have me equally hyped, and those two animes are Ping Pong and No Game and No Life. Ping Pong is quite the experience, since never before have I anticipated to watch a series about ping pong as much as I have with this series. But that may be just because I am a bit biased because I love freaking Yuasa Masaki. As I've mentioned before, he is one of my favorite anime directors of all time, and from what I've seen of Taiyo Matsumoto's work, he is pretty awesome too. So for them to just be doing this is just amazing. And I just really enjoyed the first episode. Sure, the art style may scare a lot of people off, but once you get used to the style, it really does have quite a nice charm to it. And like JoJo, I eagerly await for the next episode. And the next contender for my favorite anime of the season is No Game and No Life. And the first episode pretty much had me like,
you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
I mean, from the trailer, I knew I was going to like this series because of its colorful art style and the fact that it was done by Studio Madhouse. But overall, before checking out the series, I really didn't know what to expect. But after the first episode, I have to say, I really did enjoy it. The two main characters were both quite likable, and the overall concept is very fun and original despite the video game reality concept being done many times in other series. And I really can't wait to see how things unfold later on with this. And again, I just love the art style to this series. I mean, the colors are just crazy, and it just really works with this video game reality. Now, some people are saying, since the two main characters are brother and sister, and they do get a bit close to each other at times, this series may go down that incest route, which I really hope doesn't happen. I mean, I know they're pretty close, but I mean, the older brother is like 18, and the sister is 11, so it would just be wrong on so many damn levels. But besides that, I really did enjoy the first episode, and I just cannot wait for the next one. And with those three out of the way, it's time to give you guys my impressions on the other series I checked out for the season. And first off, we have Soul Eater Not. While definitely not the spin-off I wanted for one of my favorite shonen series, the first episode still was surprisingly pretty good. While the first episode wasn't as strong as the first episode of the original series, in which hooked me instantly, I still overall enjoyed the first episode of Soul Eater Not. Seeing some of the characters from the original series appear again really made me fangasm, though it slightly pissed me off that Death the Kid didn't say anything during the first episode. The action scene and animation for the first episode was pretty damn good, and I hope this series does follow its parent story footsteps and becomes a more action-oriented show instead of a moe fluff series with bits of action and Soul Eater goodness scattered about. Also, the new trio of characters seem a bit interesting, even though they are a bit cliche in some ways. Moving on, we have Maho Koko no Retsuse, or I don't know, I think in English, Irregular Magical High School or something, which is another anime done by Studio Madhouse. Now, many people are saying this anime is going to be the next hype anime of the spring season, and I can't see why. It has cool action and animation, and the story concept is pretty unique. But it kind of annoys me a bit that a series with such a unique concept is set in high school, since high school is practically the most typical place you could set an anime series. And while it does have its own unique flair, the series so far from what I've seen does follow a bit of the normal high school tropes you expect to see in an anime series. But besides that, I can see myself really enjoying the series, especially if we get more fucking moments like this. Then there's also Coffin Princess, which people are already complaining about how much they skipped from the manga series, which was based off a light novel series. However, unlike what I usually do in most cases, I decided to stick around with this anime series since I did overall enjoy the first episode. I mean, we got badass unicorns, girls covered in white stuff, and magical rifles wielded by little girls. I'm not sure about you guys, but that's a pretty solid first episode right there. While it's not as good as some of the other series I've checked out for the season, I still got some fun out of it. Though it kinda saddens me that this series is going to be a 12 episode anime, since it does seem like something that should be in the 20s. Moving along, we got Blade and Soul, the anime based off a Korean MMORPG that many thought was just going to be a shameless action ecchi series. And to almost everyone's surprise, it turned out to be something pretty interesting and even badass, and I'm really looking forward to see more of what the series plans to offer. Up next, we got Captain Earth, which turned out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be originally. While the first episode left a lot of questions waiting to be answered, I just hope it's not going to be like other series where it just pops up a lot of weird shit and just never explains it. And I also really hope the main character doesn't turn into a whiny little bitch as the series goes on, because that would really take away my enjoyment from the series. But so far, everything seems alright. I don't really have that much to say about the series yet, but I really do hope for the best for it. Up, anime based off Knights of Cydonia, which I can't show you clips of because last time I tried uploading a video using clips for this series, I had to re-upload it 4 fucking times. So we're just going to have to stick with pictures. But the overall episode for Knights of Cydonia was okay. It was okay. I love the art style, though some of the character designs seemed a bit too similar to each other. But some things that kind of ruined it for me were just some really weird things that were just left out in the open and weren't really explained that well. I mean, I know it's the first episode, but still, some of the things just seem like they were shrugged off. I mean, the whole third gender thing doesn't really make any sense. I mean, what's the point of having a third gender if they're just going to change their gender when they decide to settle down? And also, while it was pretty funny, what the hell was up with the random talking bear with the steel claw? But still, by the looks of it, by the next episode we should get some cool mecha and alien action. So I do look forward to that. Up next, we got another anime series this season that I've already read the manga for, which is Gokukono PreHold, which, like the manga, the first episode was pretty damn good. The animation and voice acting was well done, and while it's way too early to tell if this is going to be a good adaptation of the original manga series, as the manga is still ongoing and that really never leads to a good thing. But the first episode overall was pretty solid, and I am glad they kind of skipped that whole spoiler thing the manga started off with. And now we're going to end off this video with one last anime that I checked out for the spring 2014 season, which is none other than Kenzen Robo, which may be the anime of this season that I may just drop. While people in mechas fighting penguins in mechas with the power of perversion sounds extremely awesome, this series just has a lot of problems that just kind of pulls away from that. The art and animation could have been done a lot better. I mean, the mecha designs are just downright weird. Like, what the hell is this? But trust me, that is not the only weird thing about these series. I mean, look at these penguin dicks. I mean, penguin front tails, since, you know, they're not the same thing at all. But with that being said, I didn't absolutely hate the anime, as I did find it funny. And if you watch the anime uncensored, there's a new form of entertainment waiting to be unleashed. But for now, I may just drop it, and then maybe come back to see how it turned out once it finishes. And that is pretty much my first impressions for the spring 2014 anime season. While yes, I know there are some animes I missed out on, such as Black Bullet and Haikyuu, but I'm still pretty happy with what I picked up. And in the comment section down below, tell me your thoughts on the series I mentioned, if you checked them out, or any other series you checked out during the spring 2014 season, and tell me what you either enjoyed or disliked. But as always, I am Mr.FalconPunch 996. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't done any of that yet, you will be Falcon punched in the face, so you better do it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.